The Rajya Sabha, we can barely hold our own. And on any given day, if they split the opposition, and the Rajya Sabha also, the government can muster a majority.
I also want to ask you about Aadhaar, which was, again, like GST, something that your government started. It has now reached a point where the Supreme Court is going to examine the issue, but we still have a lot of financial services. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of public distribution that's getting stopped. People are dying. People are losing their lives. Again, is that, according to you, an egg that has been scrambled?
Yes. There is no confusion in my mind. There's no confusion in the mind of my party. Go back to the origins of Aadhaar. What did we say? Aadhaar will be a unique identity. And we said this unique identity will be used in order to ensure that benefits directly reach the beneficiary. It will avoid duplication, falsification, leakages. So we started by linking it to scholarships, the simplest transfer of money from government to the student. Then we extended it to pensions, payments to ASHA workers. We extended it to a few other things where benefit was directly transferred from the government to the beneficiary. It was never in our conception that Aadhaar will be used in respect of non-benefits. Aadhaar will be used in areas where the user does not get any benefit from the government, does not seek any benefit from the government. But they have now made Aadhaar, in fact, if you don't have an Aadhaar, you don't exist. If you don't have an Aadhaar, you can't do anything. They are moving towards an Orwellian state. Why should I link my Aadhaar when I buy a plane ticket or a rail ticket or admit my child or grandchild to a school? Why? But I think this has assumed such monstrous proportions that the Supreme Court is stepping in, and quite rightly the Supreme Court must step in and stop this abuse of Aadhaar.
The argument the government offers at this point is that unless everybody mandatorily gets an Aadhaar number, links an Aadhaar number...
To what?
There's no transparency.
Links to what?
To bank accounts.
Why?
To tax.
Why? I'm not asking any benefit from you.
But their whole argument again that there's a huge problem of multiple PAN cards.
How
and as a result...
Multiple PAN card, you streamline your PAN card. You issue the PAN card. Government issues the PAN card. I don't generate a PAN card for myself. If you are incompetent to issue a PAN card, if your system is so porous that you can't issue one PAN card to one income tax payer, that's your fault.
But it is a system that they have inherited, that they say right now.
Mend it. We were incompetent. You show more competence.
Which brings me now to the question of demonetization, because a lot of the arguments the government offers the citizens right now is that we want to bring in transparency, we want to rid the system of corruption, and the more transparency and we bring into our system, the more we will be able to eradicate corruption and black money. Do you not see that as
after November 8th, corruption has been eradicated, black money has been eradicated, fake notes have been eradicated. Today, just today, you saw the report. 2,000 rupee notes, 6 lakh worth of 2,000 rupee notes have been unearthed. A few days ago, 4 lakhs were found in Mumbai. A few days ago, reports of 2,000 rupee notes, fake notes in Bengaluru and other cities. And the FICN authorities who are tracking FICN said, and quote, that the fake notes that are now appearing are near perfect. And a common man can't distinguish between the genuine note and the fake 2,000 rupee note. I had cautioned almost 6-7 months ago that this will happen. If one man can harness technology to print a currency note, how long will it take for another man, a counterfeiter, to harness similar technology and to print a counterfeit note? It happens all over the world. So the answer to counterfeiting is bad.
Yes.
It has to be stopped. Government and the RBI have to stay one step ahead of the counterfeiter. All that is accepted. That's a given. But demonetization is not the answer to counterfeiting.
What is the answer to counterfeiting?
Answer to counterfeiting is periodically, you can reduce the frequency if you want, withdraw the old note and reissue new notes with new security features. Remain 1 or 2 steps ahead of the counterfeiter. Even so, there will be some counterfeiting, but you can minimize it. The most counterfeited note in the world is the US dollar, but the US doesn't demonetize its currency.
Is that a step that the previous UPA regime used on a regular basis?
No, we did it.
Yeah.
The last withdrawal and reissue was when Dr. Rajan was governor, I think sometime in early 2014. And we have done it periodically once every 2 years, quietly, without raising any alarm.
The question also then of black money, or what's being termed black money per se. If demonetization, according to you, was not the answer to eradicate black money, what was the answer? How would you have done that differently?
The answer is using intelligent tools. And I'll tell you some of the things we did, which can be improved upon. For example, we set up the Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, which now tracks millions of bank transactions every day and reports to the Central Board of Direct Taxes, which has the Income Tax Department. Now, it's a different question that you can't track all transactions, but you pick the most suspicious one and then go to the bottom of that transaction. FIU is one step. We also said it's mandatory now to pay by non-cash for certain transactions of a certain value. I think we made the value 20,000 rupees or so for commercial purposes. If you bought and sold goods or services of a certain value, it can only be done by non-cash method. If you did it by cash, that expenditure will be disallowed in your income tax. So you have to pay tax on that. The third was, and I think the most important one, was third-party reporting. The registrar of properties has to report a transaction. Your car dealer who sells you a car has to report the car sale. Similarly, I think we have 6 or 8 transactions which are in the Income Tax Act, where the third party will report the transaction. Mutual fund. Mutual fund asset managers will have to report your mutual fund purchase in excess of 10 lakhs or so. So those are the ways in which you can encourage non-cash transactions. At the same time, push digitization, encourage people to use digital currency, give them incentives, encourage banks to tell their clients to use digital currency. Answer is not demonetization.
Well, if you